forums. How come we go through all the effort of bringing in people to speak about women empowerment, about peace, about building communities, and about how we can become better leaders. But then we also keep saying that you have to go out of your comfort zone, travel, meet new people, build bridges, learn new things, see and experience different perspectives, see and experience the world. However, not all of us have the privilege of being able to travel. It's expensive. And also, not all of us have the privilege of being able to meet brilliant people in a snap of a finger. So it is our hope that in forums like this, that in some way we can bring the world to you. We invite unique minds who share the same dreams as we do, human beings who have gone outside their comfort zones time and again because they know they need to keep growing as leaders and as persons. We invite human beings who have made or are making a difference in their respective fields and even beyond them to make their communities, to make our country, to make the world a better place. So today, we have two brilliant, kind-hearted human beings who have gone out of their way to show up for us and share their stories with us. One hopped from airport to airport, coming home from the USA just last night to be here. And the other just came from the hospital because she stayed up to take care of her really good friend who was in critical condition after an accident. She missed her initial flight and had to catch the next flight this morning just to be here. You will learn good things today, but only if you are present and listening intently. Dear athletes and coaches, I invite you to join me to give our guests and ourselves a round of applause for showing up today. Good morning.
Okay, once again, that was Coach Simone. Headwood mo ba? Okay, yung unang speaker natin po is she's the current Secretary General of the Muay Thai Association of the Philippines. Wow. And she was a licensed yoga teacher. Wow. She was also, no, not she was, currently, she is the CEO and the founding owner of the Beauty Raw International. Nakuwag, wow, sa beauty. Oy. Next, currently, she is a consultant of the House of Representatives. Diba? Very empowering. Makinig talaga kayo. Magtulog-tulog. Okay, please help me welcome Miss Pearl Managalod.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Feeling ko I have to match the energy here kasi medyo nasa middle age na ako and you guys are so young. And I just arrived last night actually from the States, so I'm very, very jet lagged, but naka-dalawang cups of coffee na ako, so I think I'm good to go. But anyway, I want to welcome everybody here for participating. I'm very excited to be part of the Mindanao Peace Games. Coach Nolly has been asking me to come here from the start of the year, but my schedule won't permit. I've been very busy with my work. So let me get started. So today's topic, I think, is about empowering women. So empowering most of the girls I see here, which is more than maybe 90%, 95, 99%. So that's good. So she introduced me already. I'm Pearl Managalad. I am the Secretary General of Muay Thai Association of the Philippines. Does anybody know what Muay Thai is? I know. Yeah, it's kickboxing. It's Thai kickboxing, basically. I'm not an athlete. I was never an athlete. I was never a coach, but I am a practitioner. So I practice Muay Thai with the team. I've been doing this since 1999. It's not my choice of sport kasi ayokong may paa sa mukha ko. Ayoko nang may dumidikit na pawis sa akin. So I'm into triathlon, basically, after that. So let me introduce myself. I'm a mother of 2 boys. That's Inigo and Hugo. That's my main job in the world, is to be their mom. That's my 2 makulit boys. That's me home studying my son kasi he was absent for 3 weeks. And that's me trying to discipline him, pero he has a mind of his own. So kinulayan niya yung buhok niya ng green without me knowing. So umuwi na lang siya sa bahay one day saying, "Hi mom, do you like my haircut?" Yeah, I love it. So aside from being a mom, I'm also finishing my master's in sports science in UP Diliman. So I'm in my thesis now. I've been doing that for 2 years. Hopefully matapos ko na siya by next time. Otherwise, I'll have to do a penalty course and I just do not have time for that. I'm also a consultant, as she told you, for House of Representatives. I work for Congressman Estrella. He is the chairman for Youth and Sports. So my work is very close to my passion as well, which is very helpful kasi I can contribute more. I'm also a triathlete, so I've been trying hard to be an athlete. And nagbebenta din, naglalako din ako minsan. Spare time, which is very, very rare. But most of all, my main job is to be the Secretary General of Muay Thai Association of the Philippines. So I've been with this NSA, this national team, since 2014 actually. I was the sports director. So I was helping out lang, just giving tips, just helping them out with the programs until last year when there was the elections. And that's how I got in, and I got promoted into Secretary General, which is a more tedious job. This volunteer work actually takes most of my time, more than being a mom, more than being a student, more than working for Congress. This is actually more than my full-time job, and it's supposed to be part-time. Okay, so let me... Okay. 2 weeks ago, I was invited by UNESCO and our International Federation for Muay Thai to visit Peru. So I was very lucky to be given that chance because they wanted me to look into the social projects that they are doing in Peru. So this was an eye-opener. It was very inspiring because I was able to be part of the community of the Muay Thai athletes there. So kung makikita nyo dito, this is an empty space. Bubong siya. Peru is also a developing country, just like us. We're very, very similar in culture, in the people. They're very warm and hospitable. And even the living conditions, makikita mo yung disparity between the rich and the poor. And even more so in Peru kasi wala silang middle class at all. So it's either you're rich or you're poor. And the poor community looks like this. So yan, building yan, walang bubong. So it's really just flat. And the community, yung parang LGU nila, they gave these kids that space, yung bubong, para ayusan. Because they have been requesting for a sports complex. Wala daw silang mapuntahan. Wala silang magawa after school. And this community is called Kausay. It's very high in crime rate. So madaming bata dyan involved in crime, into drugs, and other risky behaviors for adolescents. So they were donated that space, and you can see here the kids working there. Sila mismo yung nagtatrabaho doon. After school, diretso sila dyan. They have their gravel, their sand, mini-mix nila. And I asked them, so like, why are you doing this? Are you getting paid for this? What are you getting out of it? Sabi niya, no, we're not getting paid. It was our own initiative because we want to give back to our community. These are the national team athletes ng Muay Thai sa Peru. So they said they want to give back. They want to be able to inspire other kids na nanggaling rin sa same community nila na there is hope. Through sports, you can actually get out of that situation and do something good with your life. Slide. Yeah, so here you can see them, they're working there. Pupunta sila dyan every afternoon, after school, magtatrabaho sila, ayusin nila yung gym nila eventually. Nahihirapan sila with the funding, but they do it on their own. And ang pinakamagandang news with this is, the person leading this is actually a woman. That's her in the middle, her name is Juliana. And she is the leader of this whole community. Siya yung nag-umpisa niyan, siya yung nagsabi na, let's do this. Let's give back. Let's take the initiative. And all these boys, they're all maybe your age, 17, 16, 18. They're, mas bata ba? They're all following her because they believe in her. Why? Sabi ko, why are you following the girl? Kasi sa kanila mas grabe yung distance, gender distance. And sabi nila, she has inspired us in so many ways kasi she is actually from the richer part of the community. But she decides to come here every day to give back. And when I asked her why, she said, because I feel at home. These are my people. It doesn't matter what classes we're in. We're all Peruvians. And I have something that I can share, and I want to share it. And all these boys here, they follow her. Whatever she says, gagawin nila, and they all work together. There's no parang, oh, boss kita, ganyan. Wala. They all just work together in one big community so they can give back. Okay, this is another project that we checked in Peru. So I just want to tell you this experience because it's very special. It's something that I don't see anymore here in the Philippines, to be honest. Because I've been trying so hard with the national team to get them to also do the same thing. I've been trying to push for social projects. Pero ang tanong sa akin parati ng mga coaches, ng mga athletes, magkano yung bayad? So ako parang, kailangan ba, is it always about money? When we help somebody, when we go out to the community and share, does it always have to be about money? Of course, I understand na they have their families to feed, kailangan nila kumain, but I think 1 or 2 hours of your time per week can be given for free to give back to the community. Kasi that's how you grow as a person, that's how you help the country. So this, wala silang space. Again, this is another area in Peru. This is in downtown Lima. These kids are also part of the impoverished area. So ang ginagawa nila every afternoon, pupunta sila dito sa parang boardwalk nila, parang Manila Bay, so may boardwalk doon. Magpa-practice sila dyan ng Muay Thai 2-3 hours. Because they want to do the sport. They have their dreams na the only way they can achieve them is through sports because they are not given the same opportunities that you or we have. Okay, and then this is another program. This naman is with Plan International. Another impoverished area, medyo 2 to 3 hours from Peru na. So you see that lady there, yung naka-black na shorts, another woman leading this great initiative. She's teaching all these girls Muay Thai for self-defense. Kasi in that area naman, mataas yung crime rate when it comes to women. May violence, may rape, there's just very high incidence of violence among women. And Catalina, that's her name, she's only 16. She goes there every weekend, 2 hours, magta-taxi siya or magpapadrive siya kung kanino, sino available. Para pumunta dito, tuturuan niya lang tong mga babaeng to so that they can feel empowered, they can feel na kaya nilang depensahan sarili nila paglabas nila sa community. Because believe it or not, when I was there, some of these kids, as young as 13 years old, they have babies na. because they were molested by their own families, by their dad, their brother, or the community. They have babies, they have 1-year-old kids with them. Tapos ang nangyayari when that happens, yung family, kinakahiya sila. So sabihin, yan, may stigma, so papalayasin sila sa bahay nila, parang sila pa yung may kasalanan sa nangyari nila. So these kids have nowhere to go. Plan International is an NGO who takes these kids, and Catalina goes there every week, empowers them, tells them that, hey, you can gain back your life, bata pa kayo. It's not an excuse sa nangyari sa inyo na wala na kayong gagawin. So she goes there, gives her time every week. Wala siyang hinihingi. Hindi niya tatanungin magkano babayad sa kanya, kung may papakain ba sila sa kanya, nothing. She goes there. And yeah, so you can see there are other boys also, because to empower a woman, you also need to empower the men. It should be equal. Hindi pwedeng one-sided lang. You should also educate the men as much as you educate the women if you want things to be equal, if you want to have that equality in society. So here you can see, pinapakita niya how to defend yourself against a man, and you'll have other pictures later na makikita mo, ipapag-partner niya yung babae and lalaki. Just to see that, hey, kaya ko rin yung ginagawa mo. Minsan baka mas malakas pa nga ako sa'yo. So do not, never underestimate a woman. Okay, so how did I end up where I am now? I've been very lucky to be working with other NSAs or other national teams, with the Olympic Committee, with UNESCO. And the reason why I'm here is, no shame, is because of my dad. He brought Muay Thai to the Philippines in 1999. So he was president, and then on and off, he was the president of Muay Thai until 2014 when he asked me to come in. Sabi niya, you love sports. You have your passion to help people. Why don't you come and help me and help the team at the same time? So that's my dad right there, the guy in the green jacket. Very proud of him. And that's the entire national team at the moment. So this was taken when we had our team building last June. So I want to tell you about my journey as a Secretary General of Muay Thai. It's not an easy job. It's lalo na I'm a girl, and Muay Thai is a male-dominated sport. So all these guys bigger than me, 100 pounds heavier than me, they all call me ma'am, which I find so funny sometimes kasi parang, okay, wait lang, nakatingin ako sa kanila lahat, and they all call me ma'am. So I'm like, I just find it really funny. But these guys are the heart and soul of the organization. I always tell them that, and I always remind myself that I am their servant actually. Niloloko ko sila parati na, I'm not the boss here, I'm not the ma'am. Actually, ako yung dakilang alalay nila. Ako yung taga-bayad, ako taga-buhat, minsan taga-masahe pa pag kulang ng coach, ako yung taga-pads, all around alalay nila ako. And I always tell them na nadagdagan yung anak ko. Kasi ngayon, mas madami na akong iniisip. I have more people, I have more responsibilities, making sure that their needs are taken care of, making sure that they're okay, that their needs are met, that they don't have any problems. Pati personal problems sila sa girlfriend nila lalapit sa kanya na parang, okay, wait lang. Hindi ko na trabaho yan. Pero sige, okay lang, come to me because I need to know who my athletes are. Because part of being a leader is knowing who your subordinates are, who the people that you're working for, not who work for you. So that's my junior team. They're all 17 and below. That was taken in Bangkok when they had the Junior World Championships. And I'm very proud to say now we had 8 athletes. We came home with 3 silver medals and 2 bronze medals. And they had to compete with 62 countries. And I'm very, very proud of these kids. Most of them are not from Manila. They're either from Davao, from Zamboanga, from Olongapo, and they want the same opportunities that we have that their parents cannot give. And they can only get that through sports. And they found Muay Thai as a tool to help them achieve those dreams. And part of my job also, kung hindi lang tour operator, is tagapakain din. So, kailangan ko rin sila pasayahin. Nagiging personal clown din ako minsan kasi, you know, they're so sad, lalo na pag natalo. So, I have to make sure that, no, their spirits are up all the time and that they don't give up. So, that's the national team also in Malaysia naman for the SEA Games, pre-SEA Games. Okay, that one above was taken in the World Championships in Belarus. So part of my job actually as Secretary General, masaya naman because I get to travel to other places that I would never ever dream of visiting. Like Belarus, like, do I even know where that is before I went there? No. I was given the chance to go there to take these athletes. And part of my job really is to make sure that the team stays cohesive, that there's unity all the time. Even though it's an individual sport, Muay Thai is an individual sport, it's very important na may team cohesion pa rin, na may team unity, because that's where the athletes, that's where the entire team gets their moral support, emotional support, kasi they all live together. Imagine, as young as 13 years old, pag kinuha na namin national team, he has to live in Ultra, in Pasig, and he has to be away from his family. So these guys, they're all family to each other, and they're all family to me. Okay, so this was taken in the team building last June. There are a lot of problems within the organization that I had to fix. And as a woman, I found it very hard dealing with a lot of sports leaders because, una-una, I'm a woman. So they will always ask me, what are you doing in Muay Thai? I mean, what do you know? Babae ka. Or they would say things like, you're too pretty to be in that sport. O bakit hindi ka na lang mag-ballet or hindi ka na lang mag-gymnastics? Parang, excuse me? No. Mukha ba ako nag-gymnastics? So you have those generalizations that people give just because you're a woman. It was very hard for me to prove myself. I had to work double time, triple time to prove that I am competent with what I do. And sometimes it gets very, very frustrating kasi I end up asking myself every day, parang, is this worth it? Is this worth the trouble? Is it worth the heartache? Is it worth the time that I spend away from my kids? Because I'm a single mom. So it's just me and my kids. So every time I have to work and have to be with these guys, it essentially takes time away from my kids. And nagrereklamo na rin sila sa akin minsan. Kaya sabihin nila, mas mahal ko daw yung trabaho ko kaysa sa kanila. And I had to explain to them, I have to explain every time that they are lucky that they have the opportunity, the support that they need. And these guys, most of them, they don't. So I'm nagiging kaaway, I tell myself that it's all worth it. Especially when I see them smiling, I see them winning, I see them persevering in their life, then it's all worth it for me. Okay, so what makes an effective leader for me? Okay, there's no single formula on what an effective leader is. So I made my own formula because this is what works for me. And for you, at the same time, you have to find your own. So these are the experiences that I have from work, from school, from family, and from other people that I meet. And I try to get their best practices. Okay, so what's good with this person? What's good with this? What's good with this? And I try to put them together and see if it works for me. So first, for me, I think to be an effective leader is you need to have passion. Okay, you need to love what you're doing. Your heart needs to be in the right place. Because if it's not there, what can you give? Nothing. Kasi wala, diba? I mean, if you don't like what you're doing, then you won't have the motivation to do it. You won't have the energy to do it. And for you, you won't even give an effort to do it. Second will be altruism. So altruism would be because you want to help. You want to give back. Not because you're after fame, you're after popularity, gusto mong, alam mo yun, ikaw yung bida parati. You know, altruism because you really want to give back. It's intrinsic motivation. You're happy that you're helping people. And then last would be excellence, because you need that. If you only have passion and altruism, I think you'll be like like a struggling artist. You love what you do, you want to help, but you don't have the skills. You're not equipped with the skills to be a leader. And to be a leader means to inspire. Excellence means you have those skills. You're willing to grow. You continue learning. You never stop learning. It's about knowing yourself so that at the end of the day, you know what to delegate, what you're good at. And then from there, you can build something good for yourself and for the community. So effective leadership would be there. Somewhere there in the little triangular part of those three. Because you cannot just have one of each. You cannot have just two of each. You need all three in order to be an effective leader. And in order to be an effective leader, you need to walk the talk. You need to inspire. Okay, so I don't want to say that I have been or I am an effective leader, but I would like to believe that I am because I can see it in the results of the team. Our national team is thriving. They win gold medals all the time. They win silver medals in international competitions. They have an idea of what social responsibility is. So even though at first I forced them lang na hindi, kailangan pumunta dito, you need to teach for free. And eventually in the end, they were willing to do it on their own. They would ask pa, kailan daw ulit mangyayari yan. So we have here a junior team member. Her name is Rudsma. She's from Zamboanga. And she's teaching a young girl. Go Zamboanga! Madami kayong good athletes. And she's teaching a young girl Muay Thai skills. How to defend yourself. How to defend yourself from bullies. From people who are harming you. How to just feel that you are in charge of yourself. As young as what? 6, 7 years old. So this is one of our social projects. I'm there in the middle because I had, at this point, this was 2015, nahirapan pa ako to instill in the team how important it is to give back, how important social responsibility is. So here we went to a barangay in Quezon City. It's called the Loma. I coordinated with the LGU. I asked them to gather all the street kids. Kasi sila yung at risk. Sila yung pinaka at risk because they have nobody to watch them. They're there, they're very vulnerable. So we gathered around 83 kids. Tinuruan namin sila ng Muay Thai. They loved it so much that they have been asking us to go back every week. We try to as much as we can, but because of the schedule of the national team, hindi namin nabibigay. It breaks my heart when I see them sad at the end of the session, parang kailan po kayo babalik, and we can't give them a definite answer. So we really want to empower more people through Muay Thai. We want to reach more coaches to use this sport to help the youth and the most vulnerable parts of society. Okay, so that's me in Baguio. Again, more kids, because I really believe that the youth are the future. I know it's very cliche, but it is. That's why we're really working hard to work with the youth. And nothing beats the feeling when we have the championship and you see the smiles and the triumphs of the athletes. This is a national championship lang last December sa Ultra. These are your local athletes and they have big dreams. And you can see it when they get up on stage na talagang they give it their best. Na akala mo nasa Olympics sila lumaro. And that's also in the national championships last year. And you can see the smile of these athletes. And at the end of the day, you tell yourself na yes, this is worth everything that I give every day. So as a parting word for you guys, I just want to encourage you to just keep doing what you're doing, love what you're doing, and ask yourself na kung hindi nyo na gusto yung ginagawa nyo, then maybe it's time to go. Don't force it. Because if you're not happy with what you're doing, then you cannot give back because you cannot give something that you do not have. I wish you all the best, and I'm very lucky and inspired that you guys are here, and I would love to hear your stories later on if you have time. Share with me your experiences as an athlete, as a coach, or a youth leader, and then maybe we can exchange stories. Thank you for this opportunity, and good luck.
Ayan. Let's give it up another round of applause for Miss Pearl. And I just want to highlight that it is very important that your passion should be close to your work. Kaya sino bang mga graduating students dito? Siya lang? Si Casey lang? Ano maulaman mo? Kasi graduating na rin. Ayan. Yes, it's very important that your passion is very close to your work because the workplace is very, tawag nito, lalo na pag nauubos yung desire, nauubusan na ng mood, ng excitement. But the very thing that will keep you on waking up in the morning and then going to work is that you have that passion. Diba? Maybe you can go to a workplace that will use your skills in sports. Or baka sa inyo, baka gusto nyo mag-coach. But it's really a calling. Diba? Pero I think it's, sino ba empower sa shinare ni Miss Pearl? Ay, wala. Ulit pa, okay. Sino na empower? Han, sa gandang nun, di kayo may empower. Wala talaga. Okay, I would like to acknowledge our official partners, One Meralco Foundation, Smart, Discovery Leisure Company, Mizuno, and Hawkbag. I would just like to share, I would like to encourage and really require you na kung magpo-post kayo ng mga selfie nyo, mga groovy nyo about MPG, can we use the official hashtag as hashtag MPGDavao2017? Again, can we use that official hashtag? Yes. And next, sino bang may Facebook dito? Char. Wala dyan may Facebook. Sino may Facebook? Di ba lahat naman tayo? Yes. Pwede ba nating i-search sa Facebook yung sorry, good. Uy. Yung iba, yung di pa naman nakapag-join sa MPG Coach for Mindanao, it is spelled as MPG space Coach space 4 as in number 4. Dili F-O-R. And Mindanao, you can join that group. I think it's an open group. I don't think so. Sorry, good, close. Okay, close. Just join and then the admins are very interactive. They can let you access it as soon as possible. And sino bang member na ng MPG Coach for Mindanao? Sino member na? Coaches? Wala. Ayun, coaches lang. I encourage you athletes to be a part of that Facebook group. Okay. Gusto ko lang din i-highlight that to empower women, you should also empower men. Sino bang coaches, women coaches, na nag-handle din ng boys or men? Wala. Coach Simone is handling men. And I am handling grade school. Lahi rajud ang lalaki. No? But if you found yourself wanting to coach, and if you found yourself na you have a desire for the Mindanao sports, coach a team and coach men team. Coach a boys team. Whether be it volleyball, basketball, badminton, Muay Thai. It's very empowering, right? It's not that easy. Knowing men and women, it's very different. But when you get there and you see those kids, those men, those boys really looking up to you na they share and they really value what you say, it's very empowering. Can I ask someone, one-liner kung anong naintindihan sa una nating speaker. Para naman malaman natin na may effect pala si ma'am sa atin. You know, guys, if you want to be empowered, just talk. You just talk, okay? If you hate the feeling of being discriminated because you're a woman, and how come you cannot talk? Yes. Sino yung nag-yes? Oh, tayo ka ate, nag-yes ka eh. Ano lang, one-liner kung anong nakuha mo na pinakamagandang nakuha mo kay Miss Pearl.
Ano lang, yung pag gusto mo yung ginagawa mo, tapos may passion ka, makukuha mo talaga kung ano. Volleyball. Lasal. Lasal.
What's your name again? Thank you, Rhea. Ayan, it's very empowering, right? Pag gusto lang daw ni mo, mahod na ka. Gusto lang. Pero maganda yung sinabi ni Miss Pearl that there should be altruism, passion, and excellence. Hindi naman siguro balance kung puro lang desire, but you don't have the right skills, right? If you want to be an effective leader, there should be a balance between the three. Okay? I think we should move to our next speaker na. Excited na ba tayo? Oh, dili excited ang Zamboanga. Excited na ba tayo? Oh, yes. Okay, gutom na ba? Naku, yes. Okay, mas mabubusog tayo kay next speaker ngayon. Ang next speaker natin, she was one of the speakers when we had our first MPG in Cagayan. Cagayan ba? Yes, it was in XU. And there were the two speakers. One was the daughter of our Vice President, Lenny Robredo, and was Miss Gang. She's the founder of Rock Ed. Feel ko, you're not familiar with it, but it's a big thing. And please help me welcome Miss Pure Threes Gang Badoy Kapati.
Shit. Aga-aga, putres. Teka lang, wait. Ako yung sinasabi ni Simone kanina na, paupo ah. Ako yung sinasabi ni Simone kanina na nasa ER, FEU, emergency room until 4 in the morning. Kasi hindi ko alam kung nanood kayo ng news. I don't assume you watched the news last night. Pero merong truck na that was carrying steel and ran over like 4 or 5 cars. The first car was my good friend. She was on her way to meet me. So, ako yung nag-set ng meeting. So, ako yung last number dialed. So, ako yung tinawagan ng nurse. Guys, are you looking at the screen? Is it my fucking face? Can you shut that screen down? Because I really prefer that they look at me. That's like the 6-foot size of my nose. Uy, dude, seriously. Pwede bang isara muna yan? Thanks. Oh, see? The Andes. Yung nag-invento, hindi ko alam kung Andes yan, di ba? Yosemite siguro. No, I'm serious because, sorry about the bad words, but you know, bad words are allowed because until 2022. Putang ina now just means very or like, putang ina ang init. Don't clap! Don't clap because I'm not proud of it. I'm just saying this president has allowed me to use putang ina as an adverb. It's like, wow, ang init. It's like, ang init, tsaka tanginang init. Ibig sabihin lang, very hot. So, adverb lang yon. Do I give you permission to say bad words? No, you know, why will I give you permission? That's your decision, it's your call. But I suggest if you become president, please don't use bad words. If you become president, try not to use bad words. That's all I'm gonna say. Sayang. Diba? I'm sure you love him, but you could do better on that arena. Yes? I'm not here to talk about politics, by the way. That's too boring. Let's talk about Pearl because she's pretty. Savini Pearl, I love it. You know, she's really pretty, by the way. Diba? You know, if I so decide to be lesbian, I'll go for her. But I'm married to a really good-looking guy, so it's a really gonna be a hard decision because I'm gonna have to cheat on my husband, change my preference, and then go after her. And then she has kids, so it's too complicated. So, you know, I'm really lazy about love. So, tamad. Kayo kasi sipag nyo mag-love eh, buisit. Pag love, parang least possible effort dapat. You know why? Because all your effort has to go somewhere else. Guys, wala akong PowerPoint pero meron akong point. Teka lang. Pero, sabi ni, wait, I have to talk about Pearl first because she's like my girl crush today. I'm kidding. It's okay, I have a really good look. So wait, no, I need to do this because, shit, nahuhulog-hulog yung hair ko. Kasi, alam mo, I haven't showered. Because, when you're good at pag magaling ka at something, kahit ano, jackstones, saka magaling. Saan kayo magaling? Volleyball? Sige, sigaw kayo. Ayos lang ako ng buhok. Sigaw kayo. Wait, saan kayo magaling? Wow, galing. I didn't even understand the word, but I'm glad you can... Gustong-gusto ko yung idea na tinanong ko kayo saan kayo magaling at lahat kayo sumigaw. Kumain, natulog, mag-love! Kasi alam mo, ganun dapat ang humans. Ganyan dapat ang biological females. Kaya magsabi ko, saan siya magaling at saan siya hindi magaling. Saka magaling ako magturo. Sobrang galing kong teacher. Talaga, kung ako yung teacher ko, dude, valedictorian ako. Kung ako yung teacher ko, valedictorian ako kasi ako magbibigay ng grade eh. Dalawa lang. And why did I say that? Kasi kanina, I love how Pearl said, I was criticized because why are you in a man's world? You're so feminine, you're so pretty, you're so ganyan. Then she said, I had to work twice as hard. Then I'm thinking, I have to work so hard to be pretty. She has to work hard to be not noticed as pretty. That's how far off she is in the pretty scale. So I thought, wait. If you're not, kung hindi ka intelligent person, which I doubt because kung nasa auditorium ka this morning, malamang intelligent ka. Kung hindi ka intelligent person, ang una mong iisipin, oh my God, ang conceited ni Pearl. Sabi niya, pretty siya. Na ganun lang, pretty. But you know, you're wrong. Pearl is just honest. She was just comfortable to say, they think I'm too pretty to be Muay Thai president. Not blinking, she didn't go over the way we do with Instagram. Yung parang, ang angle yun, grabe. Ang ganda naman ito. By the way, I have a tip. If you send your picture to whatever, please approximate naman the truth of your face. Kasi yung iba naman, sobrang ganda naman. Wow, yun din rowing. Tapos in real life, parang, oh God! What? So ako, super. Lagi ako nagpapadala ng pangit na picture para pagdating ko sa school, okay naman pala. Cute naman siya. Siyempre yung pinadala kong picture, oily, chu-chu-chu-chu, pangit. Alam nga naman magpadala ko ng beauty filter festival. That doesn't even look like me anymore. But anyway, I have a point. Again, if you notice, I'm just talking about you. I'm not talking about your team or your school or your city. I'm talking about you. Are you the eldest? Sino eldest sa family? Eldest. Panganay. Hi, sir. Middle. Youngest. Youngest legally. Hindi lang pala. Youngest sa income tax return ng parents. Hindi lang pala. Wait, bakit ko tinanong yon? Because not sometimes, always, your role in the family determines you. Your personality. Or you can be exactly kung anong expected as the eldest at bunso kasi. Nasi-stereotype ka. Na-experience mo na ba yon? Eh, kasi panganay siya eh. Eh, kasi bunso siya eh. And then sometimes, parang complete opposite ka nung ine-expect. Ha? Parang hindi ka bunso. Diba? Right? Pero ba't yun? Bakit tayo nagde-determine ng tao like we belong in boxes? We don't. But maybe some of us do. Right? Ang gusto ko lang, ang point ko for my first point is, kailangan alam mo kung saan ka galing, ano yung effect sa'yo ng your home. Can it be better? Of course. All homes can be better. Can my relationship with parents be better? Of course. With my siblings, yes. Are my lucky? Swerte ba ako doon? Hindi. Okay lang. Pero kailangan alam mo saan ka galing. Does that make sense? Kasi, di ko alam kung na-experience niyo to ha. Nag-stretch lang ako. Di ko alam kung na-experience niyo to. Naguguluhan yung cameraman. Ginugulo ko lang siya. Kasi, dala ko lang. Hindi ko alam kung na-experience niyo to, pero may mga kapitbahay ako na pareho kaming school. Okay? At may mga, nakwento ko na to eh. Simone, naalala mo to? Okay, nag-aral kasi ako sa super burgess na school. Sa Assumption ako nag-high school. God, shit, di ba? It's okay. Pero nag-UP Diliman ako, so parang nabura rin lahat ng Assumption mess. Doon, alam mong yayaman ng mga kaklase ko eh. 10 kami magkapatid. So parang, ako yata yung pinaka-poor sa Assumption eh. So, pagpunta ko nung high school, naririnig ko sarili ko, parang nag-change the way I talk. Tama ba yun? Parang pag nandun ako, I talk a certain way. Pag sa bahay ako, madami akong kuya, 5 yung kuya ko, parang ganun din ako magsalita, parang kuya ko. Tapos pag cousins ko kasama ko, iba rin. Pag kapitbahay, iba rin. Pag parents ko, lalong iba po. The minute within 500 meters yung mommy ko sa akin, wala nang bad words sa brain ko. Parang, control, alt, no bad words. Delete lahat. Ang weird. Minsan, the exact situation, I drop something, automatic sa akin, ay punyata. Pag ganyan, mami ko, oh God. Diba? Automatic, dude, without thinking. Without thinking, we adjust. Tama? It's automatic. How many personalities do you have? The neighborhood personality? The vocabulary with your teammates? Yung words mo with your really good friend? Yung, wow. Kahit yung language mo, nag-iiba eh, di ba? Seryoso. Dati, ang boyfriend ko dati, asawa ko. Kaya asawa ko hindi nagtatagalog eh. Tapos yung brother ko, sabi ko, ikaw naman makipag-golf sa biyanan ko. Sige na. Eh, yung brother ko, sobrang alaskador yun, pero golf naman siya. English sila the whole time, di ba? Eh, yung brother ko, seryoso. Iba mag-isip yun eh. Basta, hindi English. Oh, mag-iinsulto sana ako. Pero sabi ko, basta hindi English. Pag tiro niya, mali, nag-hook yata or so, sabi niya, sabi niya, uy, oh. Parang translate yung translation niya doon. Kasi may kasama siyang kano. Sabi niya, uy, oh. Parang sinubtitle niya yung sarili niya. Then I realized, oh my God, we are this way. We are 103,465,100 personalities. That's not a real number. If you're smart, you know that those are the real. Depende pala kung sino kasama namin, who we are. So we're always faced with the question, who am I? Diba? Kala nyo, thought catalog, fucking whatever lang yon. Or ano ba yung binabasa nyo? Berlin Art Parasites, chu-chu-chu, lang live lahat ng heartbroken shit in the world. Can you please stop reading that? That's such mediocre heartbreak. Read real classics. Yung totoong heartbreak. Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, ganyan. Kunwari, pretend. Let's pretend. You can write better poetry than that. So, right? So, naiisip ko, who am I? Am I most real when I'm home? But, pagkasama ko yung mga kapatid ko, I am my role. Either eldest, middle, or youngest, right? Pagkasama ko yung parents ko, daughter ako, whatever. So, I need you to constantly ask yourself, who am I? So, you know what? I don't know. Nung graduation ko nung high school, it's the most confusing day of my life. Kasi nandun sila lahat sa isang space. Hindi ko alam kung magtataglish ba ako o magtatagalog ba ako dahil nandito kuya ko. Magpopo-opo ba ako kasi nandito mami ko. Oh my God, wala akong bad word. Nandito daddy ko. Oh my God, nandito yung madre. Wala, irrelevant. And then, so naisip ko, oh my God, I'm so confused. So na-realize ko, may lesson. Na-realize ko, hinahanap mo pala yung identity mo in every community you join. Your team, your classmates, friends in the faculty, barkada, neighbor, barkada, the other team, the other school, siblings. Hinahanap mo pala sarili mo in these communities. Is that right? Yes. Because you always have to be in context with someone, especially sa Filipino. Diyos ko. Sa Ingles, 3 ang salita for self. I, me, myself. Tama? Sa Tagalog, isa lang. Ako. Isa lang. Every other pronoun nakadikit sa ibang tao. Kita, tayo, kami, ako. There's no I, me, myself. Ako is just one. Sa English, it's I, love, verb, you, subject. Right? I love you. I, verb you. I miss you. Sa Tagalog, mahal, kita, nakadikit. Kasi siguro sa Filipino, mas associative tayo. So baka kaya tayo nalilito minsan, right? So meron akong goal para sa inyo. May point naman ako, guys. Naantok ako. Sorry, hindi pa ako natutulog eh. May point ako! I think when you are in a situation, makinig kayo. Guys, ang ganda na ng hair nyo. Okay lang. Notice ko ang shiny ng hair niya eh. I figured, instead of saying, shh, listen, I'll say, shh, ganda ng hair mo. Just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Seriously. I'm kidding. Okay, ito na yung point ko. Yay! Ito na yung point ko. When you find yourself, pag nasa sitwasyon ka na kahit sino ang nandun, consistent ka, congratulations, you grew up. Does that make sense? So make that your goal. Na kahit sinong nasa kwarto, kahit sinong kasama mo, somehow you are the same in terms of values. You are the same. I don't know what the same means. You can define yourself. Ako mabait ako pag ganito, pero pag galit. You know, we all, naririnig natin sarili natin describe ourselves all the time. And then but then we keep talking about ourselves on Facebook and our posts, but you don't really know yourself. Does that make sense? Nakakuha nyo? Tapos ang ganda kayo sa sarili niyo. Tapos ang ganda ko, grabe. Ganda ko dito, po-post ko. 16 versions. Parehong selfie, parehong bathroom, or parehong front passenger seat. What? Meron akong theory. Bakit ang daming selfie sa kotse? Diba yung sa kotse? Nilirealize ko, ang ganda kasi ng lighting sa kotse. Bukod doon, kakaayos mo lang pagsakay mo sa kotse. Uy, ang ganda ko. Selfie. Diba? But that's great. I'm glad we appreciate ourselves. You know, I think that's always a good start. So I'm glad that Pearl is so honest about herself. And us, you have to be that pag Filipinos kasi, gustong-gusto natin sinushrink yung sarili natin. Ganito. Uy, ang ganda mo ngayon. Uy, di naman. Di ba ganyan? Lul. Tapos you'll say, uy, gang, parang pumayat ka. Uy, hindi, mataba lang yung katabi ko. Or something. Or sabihin nila, uy, ang pangit mo ngayon, hindi, lumaki lang mata mo. Parang, you're always so, ang cute mo ngayon, hindi, pangit yung katabi ko. Love that. Humility is always a good thing. But we need to redefine humility. Humility is not making yourself smaller. That's shrinking, that's different. Iba yun. Humility is acceptance of what is true. Pag sinabi sa'yo, uy, ang galing ng thesis, sabi mo, pinaghirapan namin yon, thanks. Or pag sinabi, good game, oo, kasi wala akong absent last month. Ensayo ako buong linggo. O kaya, sinabi, ang galing mo pala kumanta. Yay! Namana ko yun sa mami ko. We can be comfortable with what we do well. Nakuha nyo? Sa pangalipol, ayun naman, sobra kayong opposite. Either, kanta ka na ayoko, kanta ka na ayoko. Tapos mami, ayaw bitawan yung mic. Ganon din sa sports, tanga. Minsan parang, tapos ako, sir, coach, siya na lang, coach. Lul, so maglalaro ka doon. Tapos yung iba naman, sir, coach ako, kahit di na dapat. Diba? So we always are either making ourselves smaller or super filtering ourselves to be the most fantastic looking, poreless, Korean looking. I don't know why we want to look Korean, but they're fine, they're pretty. But you know, we're Filipino, don't change your face. And I mean that poetically. Don't change your face, you're great. Whatever it is you've gone through, hindi ko alam kung anong, lahat naman may dark times eh. Sino bang may 98% happy childhood dito? Dude, wala. Sa libro lang yun. 50-50 at best. We have our share of sad shit. We have our share of happy, great, peaceful times. Mostly it's just boring. But we make it exciting. You join the sport. You play a sport. That puts you a percentile strata above all Filipinas. Does that make sense? You know why? This room, you don't need saving when a storm happens. This room can save. Why? Because you're physically strong. That alone makes you cream of the crop. Does that make sense? The mere fact you're studying, you're in a good school, yes, thank you, whoever is sending you to school, thank them. And the mere fact coordinated ka, tumakbo, tumalon, mag-side, mag-sports, dude, grabe. Ang dami to be thankful for. But what are you worried about? You think the Philippines is divided into loves the president, doesn't love the president, loves the president, but doesn't like Mocha, loves Mocha, but doesn't exactly believe in Martin Andan. That's not who we are. Does it make sense? No. The Philippines is not its government. You know who the Philippines is? It's girl athletes. The Philippines is us. I don't care if you're lesbian or whatever. I'm saying it's great that you are athletes regardless of biological femaleness or notness because you're strong. You are one less person that needs saving. You are one more person that can save. Does that make sense? So, round of applause for ourselves because we are athletes. Hindi ako kailangan i-save, guys. Hindi ako kailangan i-save. Ako mag-save. I can help. Yun palang contribution to the country na yun. Does that make sense? So, why do you play? I don't know. Only you can answer that. Why do you play a sport? So, yeah. I like the sport. Do you play for the love of? Do you play because, because you play, you have barkada, or do you play because, yay, I can eat tiramisu or lechon belly in peace because I'll burn it tomorrow? I don't know your reasons for playing, and I really don't care. I'm just glad you play. So keep playing, please, because it strengthens you. And what the Philippines needs now is strong Filipinos, strong individuals na natututo ng maraming values sa sports. Tama? Dude, ang dami kong natutunan sa sports. Mukha ba ako maayos na tao? Of course not. Di ba? Grabe. Pero nag-volleyball team ako eh. Grabe yung coach ko. Actually, sinwerte ako kasi sungit ng coach ko. Pero I believe in my coach and kahit nanay ko, hindi ako nahutusan eh. Pero parang dahil sobrang love ko yung sport, I obeyed. I rarely obey. But yeah, I obey my sport. Does that make sense? Mukha ba akong maayos? Hindi. Not that all ADHD nga ako eh. Pero dahil sobrang love ko mag-volleyball, I needed to keep an average. Kasi kung hindi okay yung grades ko, ipapastop ako mag-volleyball. Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense now because I realized that I should have said Cavs. But I love the sport, so I don't know. And what did I learn? Sos Mariosep, pwede kayo yun. What did you learn from your sport? How many more minutes do I have? Then I'll wrap up. Guys, meron akong outline. Oh, okay ba? How many more minutes? 5, 10? Okay, I'll wrap up na. Sorry, so we can have questions. I think my point is, kahit anong religion, kahit anong school, parang tinuturuan tayo to be strong for others. Didn't I just say you save? You can save. Parang tinuturuan tayo to be strong for others, to be people for others, always help others. But I will tell you one thing, you cannot be for others if you don't take care of yourself. Alam mo sa airplane, sino sa inyo nag-airplane papunta dito? Galing kayo saan? Okay. Baka ba? Kumaching ka lang, nandito na kayo. Ang sinasabi sa airplane lagi, please, before assisting someone else, put on your oxygen mask first, tama? Make sure your oxygen mask is fixed before you help someone else. Kasi, kung hindi mo lagay yung oxygen mask mo, you're not breathing, tumutulong ka, ikaw yung hindi rin effective. So for me, it doesn't make sense for you to take care of others, to be a person for others. It doesn't make sense for you to be generous to other people when you're not taking care of yourself. It doesn't make sense. Pag sinabi, yung kanta na yun, learning to love myself is the greatest love of all. May kanta bang ganun? May kanta, inimbento ko ba yun? Or may song? Okay, meron. Okay, whew! Kala ko fake news eh. Fake boobs na nga, fake news pa. Just kidding. What? I wasn't talking about... What do you mean? Okay. If you love... Makinig kayo, dude. Kung love mo yung sarili mo, you don't want anybody not taking care of you, which will make you choose your friends, which will make you eat properly, which will make you stay in shape, which will make you rather really be peaceful with your mom even if you fight every other day. Because you love yourself, you want yourself to sleep well. So please, at hindi ko pinag-uusapan yung love of self na swapang, alam nyo yun, you know the difference, right? You know what I'm talking about. I think, balewala yung lahat ng binibigay nyo sa iba kung hindi mo naaalagaan sarili mo. Does that make sense? You have to take care of you. If you ask me, who is my great love? Well, I have a dog, and he's the most good-looking dog on earth. But my great love is me. Oh, my husband's, he's pretty cool too, but I'm my great love. That's why I chose him, because I really like myself, so I have to choose a good person to be with me. Does that make sense? You have to choose yourself. Hindi tayo, Martin, my God, binabaril sa luneta yun, matapos na yun, 1896 pa Hindi lang yon. When they always say for others, for others, for others, it makes perfect sense. But you also have to realize, kasi Catholic, pinalaki akong Catholic, di ako masyadong religious, pero okay lang. Ganon din yata sa Islam. When they say, for others, for others, for others, but when you actually look for God in others, right? Di ba they say this? Oh my God, what about the God in you? Does it make sense? Guess what? You don't have to look too far. It's right here. Sa Tagalog, again, galing ng language natin, sobra. In English, it's when you become good again, they usually say it's converted, right? You convert to Christianity, you convert to Islam. Sa kuryente, ano yung convert? 110 to 220? Sa gender, may conversion, di ba? Trans, gay, trans man, trans woman, transformer. I would love to be bisexual. Don't you want to be bisexual? I would love to be bisexual, except I like straight. I'm pretty straight. I figured that out. But if you're bisexual, parang the whole room is available. Diba? But since I like men, I prefer men. I'm sexually attracted to men. When you enter a room, half na agad eh. Pero pag bisexual ka, parang the world. I'm just saying that, anyway. So my point is, I had a point. What was my point? I have it here. Why are you looking so far? Bakit ang layo? It's there. Okay, sa Tagalog, that was my third, right? Convert, right? Convert pesos to Hong Kong dollars. Convert to another religion. When they say reversible shirt, you can convert it, right? Because that's the root word in Latin. But you know what convert is in Tagalog? Dude, maganda ng word na to. Balik loob. You just go back inside. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make perfect sense? If you want to be the better athlete because you were a more diligent athlete when you were younger, don't change, don't convert, go back inside. Because we were all born that. That makes sense. Just go back inside. I will not talk any further so that we can take more questions after this, but thank you for being such a cool audience this night. Even I'm half asleep. Even if I'm half asleep. We have a Q&A, right? I'll wrap up my talk after the Q&A. Do you want a song number or a dance? For my first set, welcome. How are you doing, Davao? Lalo lang.
Let's give it up for Miss Gang Baday. So if you have any questions, we have 2 microphones available in there. And we're just setting up. Yeah, while waiting, I would like to thank One Miracle Foundation, Smart Discovery Leisure Company, Mizuno, and Hawkback. Reminding all of you to use the official hashtag MPG Davao 2017, and please don't forget to join the Facebook page or Facebook group, I don't know what's appropriate, MPG Coach for Mindanao. Again, the 4 is 4 as in 4. The number 4, the numerical, not the word FOR. Okay. I'm requesting Miss Therese, Miss Gang, and Miss Pearl to be in the chairs, on the chairs. Yeah, go for it.
Hindi na ako ginawang maganda ni God, eh. Shit. Hindi rin niya ako ginawang lalaki kasi kung hindi 18 yung anak ko by now. So sabi ni God, okay, sige, we will make you not so cute and not male. Otherwise, you'll have 100 kids.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Anyone who have any questions? The microphone and the floor is now open. Anyone?
Karen, maybe you have a question.
I think
Coach
I have.
Karen.
Yes. Any of you can answer. So.
Pinalantir ko siya.
I have.
Bait niya, no?
So that everyone can have an idea na lang to have a question. Siguro it's specifically addressed to you, handling male, boys team. What was the greatest, whether it be it physical or... No, I don't have any concerns with the skills because we have a manual for that. We have the scientific one. But what is the greatest struggle for handling men?
I think it's their ego. They actually said that to my face, that I don't understand the seniority and I don't respect their ego because I tell them what to do and I try to introduce new ideas to them kasi. And the senior member of the team actually said to me na parang, hindi ko daw naiintindihan. Kasi hindi ako lalaki. So ako parang, hindi, naiintindihan ko siya. Ikaw ang hindi nakakaintindi kasi lalaki ka. Kasi makitid utak mo. And I'm trying to introduce new ideas to you and you're not open to it. So we had so that was the main struggle. And eventually, nagkikiyas sila pa konti-konti, but that particular person, umalis na lang siya. Because I don't think he could handle a woman telling him how to run a sport that he feels that I don't belong in. But the rest of the team, they're slowly learning, and I feel that they're accepting me more openly now than before. You just really have to exert it. You have to prove to them. You have to really put your feet on the ground. Parang, no, this is how it's going to be. Just don't take shit from them.
Yeah, that's right. The ego.
I run an NGO. It's called Rock Ed Philippines, and they're probably 90% male because of musicians are mostly male. Rock musicians are mostly male. It works for me that I'm female because of their ego, I don't intimidate them. Parang sila pa rin yung rock star. And then at the end, at the end of the interaction, they think they made the decision, but actually I did. So, may laro, may sayaw. I'd rather call it a dance. It's not, I don't think it's, sometimes it has to be competition, sometimes you have to, because you're the lead. I agree, especially in the world of, I suppose, Muay Thai. But in the world of music, at least where I was very involved in, ang sarap, okay din mag-celebrate ng difference without neither one or the other bossing the other person out. Tama ba yan? So, if you are to have children someday, don't raise them as sons and daughters, raise them as humans.
Thank you. Can we do it on a reverse setting? Most women athletes here are coached by men, right? And what can you say to women athletes when sometimes coaches don't really get to know the feeling of a woman athlete? Yes. I think we are more fragile in terms of the emotional side, and we're more intuitive, and I think men is more technical, I think, diba? Women athletes. So what can you say to these women athletes na sometimes di namin nagigets yung coach namin?
Me personally, because I have a coach also, and he's male, I try not to take things too personally kasi sometimes women can be too emotional, na parang hindi dinidibdib lahat ng sasabihin. Me, the way I approach this is, yun nga, I don't take it personally. I respect his opinion. He respects mine. We try to reach a compromise on how we approach certain things, ganyan, or kung ano lang yung pag-uusapan, so that we're both comfortable in that zone. So, hindi ko rin pinupush masyadong sarili ko na hindi babae ako, ganyan. And at the same time, he doesn't do that to me. So, we're on that level na parang, okay, we just understand each other on that certain level. Yeah, we meet halfway.
Babalik ako sa sinabi ko kanina, laging may sayaw. Laging may sayaw. Minsan may nagli-lead, merong hindi. I think ang mahalaga, pareho kayong song na naririnig. So, minsan nagli-lead dahil male or female. Sana eventually nagiging irrelevant yung gender, no? Pero actually, reality rin kasi yung gender, eh. I mean, it's a 3D thing. Hindi siya imagined na physically iba tayo. Even if you identify as male or female, but you have a male or a female body with all the definitions now, I think the mere fact there is a difference, we can celebrate that. But you can also celebrate your individuality, parang ganun. But to be led by a man, to be led by a woman, we've seen it with our country. Like we've had a female president and a male president. The gender comes into play sometimes lang. But most of the time, pareho naman yung economic decisions, political decisions, etc., right? The manner by which expressed, siguro dun may difference. Gender is very important. It's an identification thing. It's a line that we would like to either erase or stay on. It's very important, but also at the same time, it's also very irrelevant in the face of kindness, respect. Does that make sense? You don't have to be male or female to be respectful. You don't have to be male or female to make a good decision. You don't have to be male or female to be a good coach. Right? Kasi we are more our actions, our decisions, how kind we are, how generous we are. And if we happen to have a female body or a male body in the process, happy plus, parang ganyan. Does that make sense? Okay.
So ulitin ko lang, there was compromise and it is very important that we know that it is a dance. And
I always say this because I grew up in an equal gendered family, 5 boys, 5 girls. And
Ayan.
4 by my mom, same mom. 4 sisters and then 5 brothers and then me. So ang dominante sa amin, ate. 4. Pero yung dominant sa activities, choice of restaurants, yan, yung mga kuya. And then ako, wala akong decision. Kung saan, never ako nakahawak ng remote hanggang nung nag-college ako eh. So, alam ko, memorize ko yung basketball, ganyan. So, that's what I mean by nire-raise ka rin ng conditions ng bahay mo. Are we in control of what we become if we come from a hostile home? We are in control. We can change it. We can parent ourselves. Does that make sense? Okay yun, okay yun. Okay rin na alam mo na, okay, there are many things to improve on sa bahay namin. Sana iba, sana iba, sana iba. Pero hindi. But you have books, you have film, you have friends. You can learn and actually parent yourself. You have information. You can actually Google anything. In a bad mood on a Tuesday in October, dude, may lalabas. Kahit gano'n ka specific. Dysmenorrhea on a Wednesday in winter, but there's no winter in my country and it's tropical, dude, meron pa rin lalabas. I think my dog is sick. He threw up yellow, but he ate hot dog the other. Meron. Grabe yung information. It's specific as hell. What is important now is you can synthesize the information and know what works for you. And it will only work for you if it makes you a better, kinder person. Not even athlete. If it makes you a kinder person to yourself and to other people. I had to write. Are you familiar with the Pinoy Ako blog? Okay. She went through something. People were bashing her, and she was bashing other people back, and etc. and etc. One of them happens to be my half-sister. But I had to send an apology to the writer of the blog. I never met her. Tapos na-realize ko, wala akong masabi sa kanya. What will I say? Then I realized, and I will say this to you as well. This is my letter to everyone. Wala akong masyadong alam. Ang alam ko lang, kailangan laging may galang sa iba at lalong-lalo na sa sarili. So, ang dami nagiging irrelevant in the face of respect and kindness. Even something as crucial as gender.
Can anyone, just one question or two? Sayang
No
naman.
questions?
This is Miss Gang and Miss Pearl. You don't get to meet them every day. Just one question. For the coaches, I think you have questions, coaches. Wala na. Ayun na.
May question ka?
Very clear.
Kasi kailangan may question from the audience. Grabe naman kayo. Wala. Meron dun. Ayun, may nag-raise ng hand.
You can approach the mic.
Kasi mamaya pag uwi nyo, iisipin nyo, ay shit, sana tinanong ko to kanina. Damn.
Tell your name and from what school.
Tweet ko na lang siya.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
I am Kyla Fernandez from LaSalle University. I would just
Very brave soul.
I would just like to ask if there was an instance in your life where you wanted to give up being a leader, and what did you do to overcome it?
Every day. Every single day, I go to PSC or POC. I ask myself, parang, bakit ko ba ito ginagawa? Wala, hindi naman ako sinusweldohan. It's volunteer work for me. So, I ask myself every day, why do I do this? And then I go to the gym after and I see the athletes and then I get my answer there. Just looking at the athletes, their faces, all the hard work they put in, and then I say, yeah, it's worth it. This is why I'm here. And all the social projects we do, when I see the kids and their smiling faces, yung effort na binibigay nila, I get my answer there all the time.
We see leadership differently, maybe. Kasi minsan leadership para sa marami ay nakatayo sa harap tapos maraming sinusunod. But actually, if you ask Pearl or Karen here, leadership, I think, is just a series of decisions that will steer a group of people or resources a certain way. Parang ganon. So, I think leadership is a decision. That's why I like that her answer is every day. Kasi every day you need to decide. Hindi naman siya kailangan dramatic yes every day. Hindi naman ganon. Minsan the mere fact you make that phone call you need to make, that's leadership. Minsan to just be the one to have extra knee pads in case somebody doesn't have knee pads, that's leadership. Those are decisions. Does that make sense? So, leadership is not me and an org chart and people under. Leadership is a decision that happens every time. So, may I wrap up now? Because I didn't close my talk earlier properly. I wanted to save it for, unless meron pang may tanong. On love, kasi super expert ako sa love. Super duper galing ko sa love, guys. Ang pogi ng asawa ko. Damn. You know, it's one of those things like, paano niya nakuha yun? Kuha-kuha ko, sanay na ako na ang gwapo ng asawa mo para mong sinabing pangit ako, pero okay lang. Hindi, kung sabing pogi ng asawa ko, yeah, gagawin lang. Akin yan. Look only. No, question. Kasi sayang yung synthesis.
Yeah, we have from...
Patricia Angeles from Ateneo de Davao. How do you handle players who are introverted and at the same time who has kind of traditional families who believes that if a sport is male-dominated, they should only be played by males? Will you, for you guys, if you have players like that, what will you do?
Me kasi style ko as a leader, okay, I don't overstep my boundaries. It's not my job to be a coach, or to be the parent. My job is to make sure the needs of the team are met. Pero kung may mga ganyang instances, then I reach out to the coach. I talk to them. I talk to the parents na silang pag-uusapin ko, the concerned parties. Pero ako kasi feeling ko, I don't want to do that. Madami kasing NSA heads ngayon na, gusto nila sila lahat nag-handle from being a coach, nagiging coach na rin, nagiging water boy na. Lahat gusto nila sila. Pero I think part of being a good leader is to know your boundaries, know what you're good at. Kaya nga sabi ni Miss Gang kanina, know yourself, what are you good at? What are you really good at? So at the end of the day, alam mo kung saan mo i-delegate, sino ba yung tamang tao ang pwedeng mag-handle niyan. And when it comes to the female na who want to go into a male-dominated sport, with Muay Thai, that's one of our main problems kasi ang tingin ng magulang, masyadong violente ang Muay Thai, hindi siya pambabae. So we launched a campaign 2 years ago kasabay ng social project namin. We call it Project Badass. Kasi we want to empower the females. So we're getting parang ambassadors. Yung mga female athletes namin, sila yung ginagawa naming center ngayon ng team. Kasi we want other females, other girls, and other families to see na anybody can play this sport. Muay Thai is for all. There's no such thing as a gender-dominated sport. Kasi anybody, as long as if you have your hands, your feet, you can move, you can play any sport. So we're really pushing for that. So I hope everybody and eventually the whole country, yung awareness nila when it comes to that will grow na wala ng gender when it comes to sports.
Guys, ako na. Game. Tayo ako. Nox. Alam mo ba kung gano'n ako kaka-disobedient? Never ako nag-t-shirt ng seminar or yung mga team building shirts where you're all wearing the same shirt. I wouldn't even wear that. I'll say, hindi ka siya. I don't know why, but kasi gusto ko, siguro as the youngest kid who was dressed like all your older sisters, I always wanted to be my choice. But I'm wearing an MPG shirt now, by the way. But, binigay sa akin yung MPG shirt, ayoko yung tela. Alam mo yung tela na super tigas, na pag wala na nga ako masyadong korte, tapos parang, tapos medyo makati siya, tapos ang laki ng braso ko, so medyo Tapos sabi ko, never ko susutin to, never. Ang kate, tapos hindi pa niya na-emphasize yung best parts ko, which is really my clavicles. Diba? Sabi ko, no. But I realized I committed to join MPG. I'm part of the team. I'm proud of Mindanao Peace Games. By the way, after the Marawi siege, Mindanao Peace Games is the only project that makes sense right now. Right? Doesn't it make perfect sense? It is na. Kasi, pag sinabi mong, ang useless naman dun, kakasiege lang, maote, whatever. Ang useless naman ng Mindanao Peace Games. Oh, no. If you pause, something that's called Mindanao Peace Games, if you're part of something like that, it's the project that makes perfect sense for Mindanao. Right? So I said, I have to be part of MPG. Hindi na ako pwede maging disobedient kid na ayaw mag-t-shirt ng seminar. Right? Pero ayoko yung t-shirt. So I cut the shirt and I sewed it. I sewed part of the shirt on a black shirt I like. Does that make sense? Because you know what? Your sport, your dream, your ambition can be in the form of your favorite shirt. You don't have to force yourself to be a lawyer or a doctor if hindi kasya sa'yo, wag mong pilitin. Kasi, kung hindi kasya sa'yo, wag mong pilitin. Kung kaya mo, game. But hindi. Who wouldn't want to be a lawyer or a doctor? If I could, I would. Dude, kung kasya sa akin yun, man, I would have. But I know myself. Nag-xerox lang ako ng law school notes. Inantok na ako, babasahin ko pa. So naisip ko, oh, it's not for me. So what's my point? The world will give you t-shirts. And some you will half like. Some you will force yourself to wear. Some super labas na yung bilbil mo. Dude, hindi na kasya. We've seen that. And some super luwang na nawawala ka na. Hindi mo shirt yon, hindi mo dream yon, hindi mo job yon, hindi mo sport yon. Find your shirt, the shirt that falls really well. Hindi pa kailangan plansyahin. The shirt that you can wear even if you're eating spaghetti, kahit messy eater ka, ito rin yon. The shirt that's thin enough for humidity, but it's dark, so kahit umulan, hindi ka naman naka-wet look like festival. Right? So ito rin yon. But I need to be sort of obedient to Mindanao Peace Games and wear it with pride. So I cut the shirt. I said, sorry dun sa rest of the shirt. Nag-sorry ako dun sa rest of the shirt. Tapos kinabit ko siya sa map namin, yung map. Para naman hindi siya masyadong ma-hurt, di ba? Na wala siyang purpose on earth. Eh, anong gagawin ko? Dodonate ko sa relief goods. Tapos may butas. Pang breastfeeding pwede. So, ang ginawa ko, kinat-cut ko, tapos kinabit ko siya sa map, tapos nagsasorry ako dun sa Mindanao Peace Game shirt na si Simo na nagbigay sa akin, by the way. And then I kept the patch, and then I sewed it on a shirt that fits me. You know what? I encourage you to do the same for your dream. Do the same for your life. Because if you force yourself to wear really nice shoes that don't fit you, you will have ugly feet, and we hate ugly feet. We don't fuck people with ugly feet. Right? Sorry, was that bad? No, it's not bad. Someday you'll fuck someone with ugly feet. I'm just kidding. Please beep that out. Sorry, Ateneo, whatever. The president said it's okay. He even said that to Obama. What I'm saying is, bibigyan tayo ng dreams. May mga nakaset dreams for us and we think, this is mine, this is mine. Or your parents will say, this is yours, this is yours. Or your Instagram followers will say, parang yan. No, ikaw ang may alam kung anong gusto mong t-shirt. Ikaw ang may alam kung anong t-shirt na bagay sa'yo that sets off your, I don't know what you want to set off. But, there are rules. And if you have to be part of something, I need to obey. I needed to have some MPG thing on me. So I worked hard to figure this out because if it fits you, you will wear it. There is no big or small dream. There is a dream that fits you. Walang, sa Tagalog, walang malaki at walang maliit na panaginip. Merong panaginip na kasya. Dun ka pumunta, please. And congratulations for being part of Mindanao Peace Games. This alone makes Mindanao more peaceful. Thank you. for my first song number, welcome to my second set.
Let's close in a prayer. Is it okay? Okay na tayo. Okay. Once again, let's thank One Meralco Foundation, Smart, Discovery Leisure Company, Mizuno, and Hawkman. So inviting everyone to please stand up with me and let us close the door. Before I forget, for all the candidates, for the ambassadors.
Akala pageant? Is it a
may
pageant?
pa sila ngayon.
Amazing!
Oo. Noong time ko, nakapaalang kami noon, ngayon may talent na. So, all the candidates for the ambassadors for tomorrow's cultural night, you are required to report sa Martin Hall, the stage there, kasi naglalaro yung basketball.
I'm gonna ask a tech guy to do a panorama shot with me and Pearl here. Can you shoot it from here? Okay lang. Kasi ang hirap mag-selfie ng mga 400 times eh. But I want a picture of you guys. Okay lang. Can you selfie? Can you selfie? Yes. Can you panorama us? Oo. Okay lang. Grabe ka naman. Bakit ka naka-blank stare? I'm sure alam mo yung panorama. Okay lang. Thank you. Sorry. Stand. Kaya mo? Panorama. Okay. From there to here. Okay? Kaya mo yan.
Before we forget, tulungan niyo po ako para ibigay ang Certificate of Appreciation. This is given to Pure Cerise Gang Baday Kapati for sharing her time, talent, insights, and stories to the athletes and coaches of the Mindanao Peace Games. Given this 27th day of October at the Finster Auditorium, 7th floor, Finster Hall, Ateneo de Davao University, Davao City. This Certificate of Appreciation is given to Pearl Ann Managalod for sharing her time, talent, insights, and stories to the athletes and coaches of the Mindanao Peace Games given this 27th day of October at the Finster Auditorium, 7th floor, Finster Hall, Ateneo de Davao University, Davao City. Ayan. Okay na. Ayan.
Forums. How come we go through all the effort of bringing in people to speak about women empowerment, about peace, about building communities, and about how we can become better leaders. But then we also keep saying that you have to go out of your comfort zone, travel, meet new people, build bridges, learn new things, see and experience different perspectives, see and experience the world. However, not all of us have the privilege of being able to travel. It's expensive. And also, not all of us have the privilege of being able to meet brilliant people in forums. How come we go through all the effort of bringing in people to speak about women empowerment, about peace, about building communities, and about how we can become better leaders? But then we also keep saying that you have to go out of your comfort zone, travel, meet new people, build bridges, learn new things, see and experience different perspectives, see and experience the world. However, not all of us have the privilege of being able to travel. It's expensive. And also, not all of us have the privilege of being able to meet brilliant people in a snap of a finger. So it is our hope that in forums like this, that in some forums, how come we go through all the effort of bringing in people to speak about women empowerment, about peace, about building communities, and about how we can become better leaders. But then we also keep saying that you have to go out of your comfort zone, travel, meet new people, build bridges, learn new things, see and experience different perspectives, see and experience the world. However, not all of us have the privilege of being able to travel. It's expensive. And also, not all of us have the privilege of being able to meet brilliant people in a snap of a finger. So it is our hope that in forums like this, that in some way we can bring the world to you. We invite unique minds who share the same dreams as we do, human beings who have gone outside their comfort zones time and again because they know they need to keep growing as leaders and as persons. We invite human beings who have made or are making a difference in their respective fields and even beyond them to make their communities, to make our country, to make the world a better place. So today, we have two brilliant, kind-hearted human beings who have gone out of their way to show up for us.